that. But Scott Boyd, where are you at, Scott Boyd? Oh, there he is back there. So, a couple of very quick announcements, folks. I want to recognize the committee, and I'm asking the committee's forgiveness because I'm about to goof up your names in alphabetical order, using the maiden names: Tina Kinney Buter, Ruth Choisick Mahler. I'm sorry, Ruth, if I goofed that up. Myself, Lupe Gutierrez Ham, Regina Herman, Borisili Brown. I want 6 more names after my name. Debbie James Gramaros, Peggy Lynn Smokey. Like that last name so much that Gail Smokey Shrimp joins us, Gene Stanek-Weiss, and Scott Voida. Again, I can't say how much Scott and Lupe were motivating forces and kept pushing to make this happen. I also want to thank Tony Gonzalez and Linda Gotti, who put together the music, and Tony said people were already complaining about him, but thank you, Linda and Tony. We have folks coming in from around the country. Here's who I know is here. Folks from Illinois, of course, the best state in the union. Indiana, Massachusetts, Iowa, Mississippi, and California. What other states are we missing? Virginia. Virginia, and what else? South Carolina and? Louisiana. Any other places? And someone from England, or are you just being a bullshitter? It's Christy Bosco, he's a bullshitter. Some things don't change. It's great that we've all kept in contact. Facebook has been a big part of this. 30 years is a long time, so I'm going to do something very cliche right now and do some obvious comparisons from 1983. The first is the Dow Jones. The high in 1983 was 1,287. That's not 12,000, it's 1,200. First time it broke 1,200 was 1983. Medium income back then for our folks, $20,000. A car cost $8,500. A house cost $75,000. Gasoline was $1.25. This is a time, by the way, where you hear famous movie lines in 1983 was "Go ahead and make my day" and "Say hello to my little friend." Films we watched include Return of the Jedi, Flashdance, A Christmas Story, and a so-so actor named Tom Cruise in Risky Business. In 83, we were glued to watching TV shows like Dallas, The 18, Hill Street Blues, MASH, and Cheers. Cabbage Patch Kids were all the rage, and you could buy this really new cool thing called a Sony Walkman for about $300. Crack cocaine made its way to the U.S. from the Bahamas. Jim Hornup is smiling right now. The FCC approved testing of new smaller cellular phones. In hockey, the New York Islanders defeated Edmonton this year. The Hawks will defeat Boston. I am so sorry, Kathy Gallagher, who came from Boston to watch the game here in Chicago. Please make fun of Kathy and Paul whenever you can. Hey, the country is listening to music. I think we always respond to music. Michael Jackson's Thriller, the big album, Billie Jean and Beat It. We listen to Flashdance songs, Tim Martin, Maniac Down Under, from Men at Work, Hall & Oates, Maneater, and the #1 song was Every Breath We Take by the Police. Though in the halls of Provisio West, I think we're listening more to songs like Van Halen, Rush, UFO, Journey Styx, for Jim Horner and Frank Ragusa, Supertramp, Def Leppard, Rick Springfield, REM, Queen, and U2. Now, I haven't been back on campus in a very long time, and I know that the school that we went to may not be exactly the same, but however much things have changed at 4701 Harrison, it remains an important place in our hearts. Get ready, Derek, for the sentimental part. I've been in contact with enough of the 1983 grads to know that you've all had great families and people have moved on with terrific jobs, great children, you've traveled to great places. And I also know that many of you have stood up for each other's weddings, you've been there for the birth of kids, and you've helped each other out during tough times. I think you've bonded well, and that's been a nice thing. Gail Smokey is now a sister-in-law to Peggy Lyon. Peggy fell in love with Rick. Frank Ragusa fell in love with a wonderful one named Martha. Derek DeSera said, I want some of that. He married the sister. And I think there's ways to remember the school. I mean, we definitely remember the classes and the activities, the dances, and the parties, but it's also great to remember just how special those relationships were. Dear Tony, could you speak louder? Thank you so much. I think it's good to remember how we were 30 years ago. As a matter of fact, I know that some of the current graduates have rediscovered each other, and there's a couple of couples here today who first met in high school, skipped 26, 27, 28 years, and are currently dating. That's what I call loving your school. Now, those 4 years at West meant something to all of us, and if the reunion committee has learned anything over the past few months of putting things together, it's that this school and this time in the early 80s has meant a great deal to all of us. Those friendships meant a lot. So, please raise your glass, if you would, for a toast to the class of 1983. Cheers, kids. And committee, we did not get enough stories to read them. I'm going to hand the microphone off to the organizer, Guadalupe Gutierrez.